Lemon Baby Mix, and today we are going to be driving through our very own Lekki Epe Expressway. And for those who don't know, Lekki Epe Expressway is the particular road that links you from Lekki to Epe, and it's about 49.5 kilometers. Also, we're going to be turning on a very major axis, which is the Eleko, but I'm going to be showing you a lot more in a while. But before we proceed, we're going to be moving from Ibeju axis, which is along Lekki Epe Expressway. Ibeju is just few minutes, like 2 minutes away from the famous ShopRite at Shangotedo. So if you're new on this channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button below and turn on your notification bell to get notified on each channel we post right on hearttohearttv. And if you're a subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. It's gonna be a very long vlog, and you all know when we do a longer vlog like this, there is so much to learn as regards to real estate investment in Nigeria. So right here, I'll just be sharing with you some very important location also, so that you get to know. Then you can always ask me a lot of more questions. Okay, let me flip back. So right here, we're just at Ibeju GRA on the right hand side, and on the left hand side we are far closer to where we have one of our favorite property and the most affordable off plan as I speak with you. Anyway, you all know each time I do a proper video like this, you get to get a lot of offers that are available for sale and that are good to buy. So I made a video about off-plan apartments and off-plan properties. If you have not watched it, make sure you're asking me to watch it and know a lot more about off-plan apartments or probably off-plan properties. So right on the left hand side, I'm going to be just tuning this camera to the axis once I'm approaching there, so that you will see the location, then I can keep on pushing further, okay, so that you get to see where it is. So that's the location over there on the left hand side, okay. And let me now tell you why I had to zoom in so that you get to see it. On that particular road, if you drive 2 minutes drive, you'll be getting to one of our favorite estates, which a plot of land there is going for 15 million naira. Now if you're looking for an estate around this axis to buy that has the best price, then you should be considering that particular land, okay, that we just that particular entrance I showed you. So the land has got a title, governor's consent, and it's fast developing. There are people living in the estate already. It's a developing estate, and I'll recommend it to anyone who really need a property around this axis, and you don't want to spend much on buying land, so you need to buy that. It's very important. Now in that particular estate, we have our very own new launched off-plan apartment that is up for sale. This off-plan is the best deal around this axis, okay. Anyway, let's keep talking about the location. Now you get to hear more. So right here on the right hand side is Green Spring School. You can see it's quite big, and beside it we have Charis Motors. You can see that's Charis Motors as their office. Then as we drive down, you get to see a lot more, but let me stand so that you can see my face. Here I'm talking. So as it is, it's good you understand that this axis development cannot be, I don't know how to put it, it cannot be compared to some other axis within Lagos. As you can see, even on the road, it's been a rainy week for us here on the island, and for those who call island water, I hope you can see it. Let me flip back again so that you see it. Those who call island water, you can see it, that this is very okay to live. It's not the water the way people paint island. There are some houses that you get flood, there are some houses that are very okay, but if you don't know, you don't know. But if you ask questions, you ask the right realtor question, definitely you would know where to actually buy properties from. Okay, and like I've always told you, it's good you are asking the right questions and buying the right properties. Okay, don't just invest your money because you want to invest, or because somebody says, oh, this property is somewhere and I like it. There are criteria, there are procedures to go before you do. Okay, I am ready, or before you say, you know what, I'm ready to buy this. So as we drive, let's keep talking about our famous new off-plan apartment. One of the reasons why I appreciate this off-plan is because it helps you pay a property at ease. I mean, you don't have to get yourself worked out with the payment of the property. You buy and you pay gradually. Sometimes you could split your payment up to, like, let's say 1 year, 18 months, 24 months. So which other thing would you love than paying a particular home for yourself at ease? Now, so many people will tell you, you know what, I think I want a built home and I want to pay gradually. It doesn't work here. Don't let anybody lie to you. You know, for those who live around this house, you don't get, how do I say it, you don't get this free offers that are genuine. So you have to be careful when you're investing your money into certain areas. We're on our way for an inspection, and I still want to really share a lot more that you can learn in this video easily. So if you are looking at buying a property to pay at ease, like you want to spread payment, then you've got to be considering some information I'm about to share with you. You want to buy a house and pay gradually. The best thing you can do for yourself is to look for an off-plan apartment. Trust me, because an off-plan apartment, you just pay an initial deposit and you spread the balance. Now, regarding this one at Ibeju that we just passed, I'm so much interested to share a lot more with you about this property. This property, when it came out newly, it was actually going I mean, the off-plan, when it came out newly, it was the way it is, as it is. Sorry, as I'm actually distracted. So let me just, so this off-plan is actually newly launched and is going for 70 million naira for a 2-bedroom apartment, and the 3-bedroom terrace is going for 27 million naira, delivered at finished level. Okay, and right around this house, we don't have anything as affordable as I just mentioned. So, and it's got a good payment plan, because with an initial deposit of 3 million naira, you can actually spread your balance as you wish. So let me tell you that we'll get to see a lot of more houses around this place. So we are just around Awaya houses, and it's good you see locations as it is. Like I told you, it's been a very rainy day, a very rainy week for us. Today is a weekend, and it's good you see things as it is. Okay, and this house is one of the most cozy area around the island houses that is not so expensive for you to buy properties or probably buy land and live in it. Okay, so you have to realize all of these things and know what you really want to do, how you want to invest, where you want to stay. But these locations are very okay, they are secured. As you can see that there are a lot of businesses facing the major road. But if you go inside you could see a lot of estates around there. So around Ibeju houses, this particular off-plan, I really want to talk about it. Now we've got a 3D to show you what this off-plan will look like, so you can have a clearer picture of what you expect, you know, at the finished level. Now, some properties come out as finished level, semi-finished. So I'm going to explain a bit more on that. Now, those properties that come up at semi-finished, they are affordable, but you will need to complete it by yourself. So as soon as the property is ready, there are things you may need to complete, probably things like tiles and things like you buy your toilet seats, your zinc, you know, you need to fix in the internal doors, but the outer part will be done by the company. So that's more of a semi-finished apartment. Now when we talk about the finished apartment, everything will be done. Okay, So everything will be done, and all you need to do is just to move into your house. You get your keys and you start living in your home. So these are some of the things you need to know about locations, especially while you are buying an off-plan property. So it could come out as semi-finished, it could come out as finished. Now there's another thing you need to know about off-plan properties. Some are furnished, okay? So those ones that comes out as furnished means you want everything as it's delivered at finished level. You want everything to be inside: your bed, your cushion, your TV, everything set. You just want to move in. I mean, you don't want anything to stress you. You want the company to actually handle all of this for you. Now, one good thing about this is if you buy a property delivered at furnished level, no company wants to deliver something of less value or of less quality. So the company will definitely do a good interior for you to ensure that you can always say, you know what, I can recommend this company to another person, or you know what, I can actually buy another home like this at ease. So in all of this, you have to realize that we also have furnished apartments, delivered at furnished apartment, off-plan apartment that are delivered at furnished apartment. So you need to be able to differentiate all of this and know which you want to buy. Now, in my previous video, we talked about off-plan apartments and off-plan properties. So if you have not watched it, please watch it. It's really going to open up your mind to understand how these things work, how you can key in. And like I've always told you, it's easier to buy an off-plan at ease. You don't have to stress yourself on, oh, what is actually going on. I'm actually building, I don't know what's happening, they've not continued the building, oh, my cement is missing, my iron rod, they can't find 10 out of it. All those things, it kills the questions of this, all these things I'm actually mentioning. So you have to get this and understand how these things work. Okay, we are fast approaching Lekki. A client called me yesterday. I was like, and you know what, I bought a land around these houses, and when I bought that land, it was all bush. And he actually saw a video I made about these particular houses, and he really appreciated the fact that, you know, his property he bought around these houses are appreciating rapidly. So one of the things you need to know about property development or development around the Lekki houses is that it is fast developing. Now let's talk about development around the Lekki Epe Expressway. I remember years back, I was quite young, but you know, I was born in Lagos. I grew up in Lagos, and I'm opportune to go around Lagos. So when I was much younger then, I had an exam to write on the island, and there was no toll gate at Lekki toll gate then. So the road was muddy, it was bad. It wasn't tight the way you are seeing all these roadside as I see. So the road was muddy, and I took a bike, and that bike drove me all through to where I was going to write exam. And when I got to where I was going to write exam, and how do they call these people that used to monitor examiners? They were like, are you just coming from the bush? Because all my legs were muddy, like, but I had to go into the exam. I just looked for something to clean the leg, you know, and I went ahead to write my exam. So you can see this road is under construction. You can see some blocks over there, so it's still under construction. The road has been bad because of some of the it has like a canal underneath, and the government are trying to do the road as it is. So like I said, you're going to be seeing a lot today, a lot, okay? And you have to appreciate that this is Nigeria. Even if you don't live in Nigeria, you have to also know that this is Nigeria, whether you like it or not. More though, water, everything so far is land in this Lagos. It's going to cough out good money off it for you. So as we drive down, you get to see a lot more, and we can discuss a lot more. So the truth of the matter is this: I really appreciate clients who drop comments a lot. So before you even cut off this video, make sure you're dropping comments at the comment section, because basically I'm very active at the comment section, and I like to get to hear your comments at the comment section box below. Okay, so we're first approaching Bogije, and Bogije is another sweet location, and it's good you get to see a lot more. You can decide to ask me a lot of more questions as fast as possible. And as we drive down, let's talk about the developments. Like I said, so you can see that there's a bit of traffic on the way, and it's a weekend. It's a very long route. Like I told you, from the beginning of this Lekki Epe Expressway, I mean down, you drive down from Lekki to Epe, it's 49.5 kilometers. Okay, so you can check that up and know that it's really a long road. And another thing you need to know about these houses is that the more people migrate to these houses, the more prices of property increases. Even those who have properties on the mainland, we have a lot of people who want to resell their property and they want to buy properties on the island. The reason is this: a lot of things are coming up on the island. A lot of things, you know, like where we're actually going to, which is the Ibejulekki, we have government presence around that side. I mean, it's gonna be a blow. Ibejulekki, the way Ibejulekki will blow, I hope you will come back to this video and tell me thank you. Because as it is, you know, the location is very great. The road network is good. It have access to a lot of location. I'll share with you a lot more in this video in a while, just to share with you what government is actually planning in the houses. You know, we have access to get to hear a lot more. We have access to a lot of information, and you all know I'd love to do that deep research so that I can get facts before I actually run off video for you. So where we are going to, it's a blow. Okay, so don't miss it. If you miss buying Lekki houses years back, I want to beg you, if you don't have a land in Ibeju, please make sure you are buying. If you have a land in Ibeju, please build property portfolio, buy as many as you can, because this Ibeju, when it will blow, you won't have to work for anybody, you won't have to do anything, you won't have to struggle for money. Money will follow you. I don't know who sang that song. All Nigerian musicians say money go follow you, money go follow you. It's not you that will be looking for money. Okay, and sometimes if you're looking at a surest investment for yourself as regards to your retirement time, probably you're thinking of, oh, when I retire, what will I be doing? You can retire and be eating a lot of money off real estate investment you have done years back. So, like you all know, I don't just do videos to encourage you. I'm also an investor. I also choose to invest. I am a good investor. So you have to realize that and try to understand how these things work. All right? And like I said, we are in a very long traffic, which I have to show you so that you see. So the road is big. It leads to a lot of location. Now from this road to Epe, from Epe you can link to Shagamu, you can link to other states, and that is just it. Okay, but we are not going to get to Epe. We are going to be turning at a very famous junction called Eleko Junction. So, and it's good you understand how this thing is and how it works. So we really need to talk more on this particular development ongoing around these houses. So right here, like I was saying, a few years back, all these places were just mud, and government actually did this road, and today you can drive, though work is still ongoing because of some of the locations, and which is why you need to understand that the best time to buy a property is before the location gets so okay. or especially like the infrastructures, road network and all of that, that's the best time to buy, because you'll be buying at a good rate. So despite the big houses we have around Lekki houses and all of that, Ibeju land, a lot of people cannot afford to buy land or probably a house around that side genuinely, because they are already on prime price. And the next location are houses like Aja, okay? Aja houses, Ibeju Lekki, Ibejulekki, where you can actually get more affordable properties to buy, okay? Now, this Ibejulekki you're actually going to is the new city. It's a new, different city entirely upcoming, and the character, stature, value that is going to be coming to this massive development houses cannot be overrated anymore, because we can see it for ourselves that a lot of things is now happening there. You know, Ibejulekki years back, there was nothing like homes, there was nothing like how to even get a good land, there was no free trade zone and all of that. But a few years back, Ibejulekki has become one of the home of Africa's largest free trade zone. So right now we're at Bogije, as you can see, as freetradezonelekki, and as we drive down, we are fast approaching Eleko Junction. So as I was saying, the Lekki Free Trade Zone, it's now in Ibejulekki, and the fact about this community are just that if you are able to key in before all of these developments springs up very, very well, then it means you have invested smartly into Ibejulekki. Now, some people don't really know what Ibejulekki is. They'll ask you, oh, can I really build immediately, or probably, oh, when can I build? Now, this is basically for investment purpose, and the good thing about it is that for you to make a lot of money off investment, you need to exercise patience. You need to be a patient investor with a long-term investment. And buying a property within these houses, you need to also consider buying it from a good source, okay? Because if you buy land that is not genuine, you will not be happy at the long run. That's why you need a professional realtor to work with, so that you can get a good property. Now, the prospect of this location is very, very high. After the commissioning of this free trade zone by the president years back, a lot of people are already asking if we have anything to offer at these houses. There are a lot of things to be offered around these houses. Right around this Ibejulekki, we still have the Lekki deep sea port, which you'll be seeing in this particular clip. I told you it's going to be a long one, but it's for those who have been looking for a good investment in developing areas around these houses, or probably they're looking for investment properties to buy, you know, that could yield a lot more. Now, the Lekki deep sea port is set to commence 2022, which you need to also check online. And you need to understand that the government also made some statements, like the Lekki deep sea port, the mistake they did in Apapa, okay, they want to correct it in these houses, and you have to realize that they are gradually working, okay? So as regards to this particular Ibejulekki development, we also have the dangoterefinery and the petrochemical industry. Now, he also have a fertilizer plant around his houses also, and I'll also be sharing with you the acres he has there while we drive down, okay? And you would also get to see a lot more around his houses, which I'll be sharing with you around this developed area, or developing area, that we are actually driving across to. So, like I told you, seeing houses of location where you're buying from also is very important, okay? Because you'll be able to see how it is. You'll be able to say, you know what, I think this is a location I may like, this is a location I could invest in, this is a location I would really like to buy land and build and stay, or this is a location I would like to have an off-plan apartment. So it all boils down to what you want. So investment can be in different form. I actually made a video about investment in Lagos, so you have to also watch that video so that you get to learn a lot more around these houses. So the development in these houses, it's a continuous thing, okay, because it is very, very large. It's not something that can be done at once. It is very, very large. So you have to realize that it's going to be a process, but I can bet you that property buying here, there will be a time it's going to be very prime, like the Lekki, as you see it, because the government keeps working. They are not slowing down. They keep doing what they need to do to ensure that, you know, you get a good property, or you probably have a good stay around these houses. So as we drive down, you get to see a lot more. Now for Ibejulekki itself, it is said that we cannot overemphasize it anymore, and it is one of the fastest growing real estate region in Nigeria as a whole, not just in Lagos, but in Nigeria as a whole. And the second name for these houses is New Lagos. So people will call it Smart City or New Lagos, so it all depends. So what is really peculiar with this area is that there is rush in property buying around these houses. And you know what that means? It means that when it comes to your investment, the ROI, which is the return on investment, will be so high in a very short while, okay? So I made several videos of discussing a lot more about locations so that you get to see what these locations really look like and how you can actually invest in them. Basically, real estate, like every other kind of business, is quite different, especially in locations like Lagos, especially the Lekki houses. You can actually have an indicator or a marker to help you predict the profitability of your investment around these houses. Now we are first approaching Eleko Junction. This is the famous Eleko Junction that you know. And if you are going straight down, we'll be going to Elerongbe houses. We'll be going to Ekpe houses. If you are going straight down, we will be turning to our right, which will link us to the lekkifreetradezone houses, dangoterefinery houses. It will also link us to the coastal road. It will link us to the Lakapine Tropicana. It will also link us to the Lekki deep sea port, just for you to know. So like I said, there are markers you need to look at, you know, that could help you predict how this particular location will be very, very profitable to your investment. The first is the location of the said property. Okay, when I mean location of the said property, I mean where you really want to buy a property. Now this property we're actually driving to, I've got a land there, you know, and I chose to buy it because it's in a very strategic location and it's not far away from the major express. I mean the Lekki Epe Expressway. Now that's the first indicator you need to check. Now the second indicator is the development around the property environment. Okay, so some of you want to buy a property but you don't know which environment to buy from around these houses. There are some environments that would yield higher returns than the other, and there are some that would, though it will yield return, but it won't be like some others. So while you're investing into locations, you need to also consider all of this. Now the third thing you may want to check is to check the kind of realtor or the professional realtor you're using to buy this property, because if you're using a professional realtor, you will be glad that you did, because your realtor will be able to do a lot of more research for you and will do a lot to ensure that you're buying a good property and to ensure that you do a lot more and buy one of the best in these houses. So now the effect of this indicator, it's quite very important in your selection. And to be honest, Ibejulekki is a region that has incorporated all this in place, okay? And I'm going to prove that to you in a very short while. But before then, we're just around Epe Estate. It's one of the most popular estates around these houses. You can see it. So like I told you, it's going to be a long drive just to see what these locations are actually like, so that you will know. So the Epe Estate phase 1, you see, it's quite beautiful. And the phase 2 is on the right hand side. So like I told you, wise people are taking positions in these houses. What have you done so far? How many plots have you decided to buy? How many acres? How many hectares have you chosen to buy in these houses? So you may not be thinking to buy it for yourself, but probably for your children, or probably for your wife, for your family's sake, for your husband. It all depends on the purpose of why you're buying it. But wise people are taking positions in these houses because of certain thing is that I've discovered is that this place would definitely yield so much returns. Now this is the road that links to the phase 2, you can see, of Epe Estate. And as you drive down, you can see a lot of estates in 2 different houses. So it's up to you to buy properties because you've got a recommendation by a realtor. It's also another thing for you to say, okay, you know what, I think I have the fund to buy this one. Okay, one good thing about all of these properties you're actually going to, they've got good payment plan. Okay, but though you need to pay some interest rate if you're going to be splitting your payment to different months, but the bottom line is you still own a property, or you own properties around these houses. So for the purpose of this video, I would also like to use one of these strategic estates around Ibejulekki to let you know that this estate is one of my most sorted, because I also have a property around these houses, okay? And it's good you get to buy from this estate that we're actually going to. And I'll also share with you reasons why Ibejulekki rock. I mean, currently it's just, it keeps the return on investment have been proven that over the years it appreciates about 100 to 200% yearly. Okay, we also have a property after where we're actually going to. The property last year was 750,000 naira, but this year